So we're going to continue on with this topic, okay, of human resources management or management of people. And we're going to look at leadership, okay, how leadership plays a role in an organisation and how that can potentially affect the motivation of your staff. Okay, so there's three very different, distinct leadership styles, okay, styles that people would adopt to lead their staff. One of them is autocratic, okay, which is basically you just tell them what to do, you do X, you listen, you do, that is it. Okay, you've got laissez-faire, okay, so you maybe do X or Y, but you just do it as you see fit. Okay, and then we've got a democratic, okay, obviously based on democracy, was maybe actually having an input from your employees, okay, so what do you think is best, X or Y? Okay, so we'll take a little look into these three in more detail. So autocratic, okay, autocratic leaders tell each employee what to do and how to do it, okay, so we're actually telling you this is what you're going to do and this is exactly how you're going to do it. Okay, employees feel controlled and this could lead to a high rate of employee turnover. Okay, sometimes people don't really like being told what to do to that extreme, okay. It limits creativity and independent thinking. Okay, so sometimes this is a bad thing for an organisation because it can stifle ideas. It's pretty much just the top people in the organisation saying, you're going to do this and you're going to do it this way. There's no way for being creative or maybe independent thinking. Oh, I think we should do it this. I think we'd be good if we could do it like this. It's just, here's what you're going to do and this is get it done, okay. It can result in high quality products and efficiency. It can do, okay, sometimes leaders sometimes know the best approach and that is sometimes a good tactic, just really depends. So it's kind of just like almost like cracking the whip, okay, like, okay, this is how it's going to happen, you're going to do exactly like I tell you. Some leaders in history that have been autocratic, okay, this guy here, okay, not very synonymous with being motivational, I suppose, okay, Kim Jong-un, okay, democratic, it's not far from democratic, okay, so it's almost totalitarian, alright. Sorry, going back here. So democratic, okay, we look at the opposite side of the coin, okay, democratic leaders involve workers in decision making. Okay, so involve them in the decision making, they're a valued part of it. Employees can contribute to decisions made and have a degree of flexibility of how they carry out their role. Okay, so we need to do X, Y, and Z. What do you think? Well, let's take a little vote on it. Is X, Y, or Z better? Okay, and then because we've maybe decided, okay, we're going to go with X, we're going to go work on method X, you've maybe got a bit of flexibility. As long as X gets done, not overly fussed as how you do it, okay? A little bit more flexible, okay? Not always as such, okay? So other leaders that maybe we think about the word leaders, maybe democratic, maybe Obama, okay? Maybe a bit more democratic, takes the values of his advisors, okay? Lets him play an active role when he was leading in the White House. Okay, Abraham Lincoln as well, okay? Democratic, wanting that vote, wanting that kind of vote and working with the people. Okay, laissez-faire. Okay, laissez-faire leaders do not exercise any control over their employees. Okay, and so no control whatsoever, and people are really left to get on with things themselves. Okay, support and guidance are only provided by the leader when requested. Okay, so only if you actually ask them things, they will get involved. Okay, there's little direction given to the group, which can lead to limited achievement of organisational goals. This is also a very good one. It basically just says, okay, I want you to do X, Y, and Z. You can go about it whatever way you want. Okay, they basically trust you. Okay, trust your intuition, trust your creativity, trust your ability and your skills. So Project X needs to be completed by a week on Friday. See you later. Okay, go and do it. Okay, they give you free will to go and do that. Okay, so the only time you'd really do that if you really need to ask questions. Okay, if they ever need support and guidance, you'd go and seek them. Okay, how would I do this? Blah 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 blah. Okay, it's quite good. That is also good for new thinking, new ideas, creative new ways of working. Okay. Other leaders like this, maybe Gandhi. Okay, Warren Buffett. Okay, Warren Buffett, you don't know him. He is an American kind of billionaire. Okay, the way he runs his companies was very much this laissez-faire approach. Okay, trusting his employees. So we'll take more examples. So styles of leadership. Okay, so this is Steve Jobs. Okay, so a famous one from Microsoft. Okay, he was a guy responsible for the research of Apple. Okay, and delivering the first iPod, iPad, all this came from his good ideas. Okay, so he was very, very much an autocratic leader. Okay, very, very much like almost like a dictator, if you think it in a kind of world sense. Okay, so what is it? Leaders make decisions alone without the input of others. They possess total authority over those below them. Okay, so when is it used? When snap decisions need to be made in a time of crisis. Okay, so he very much was, this is what we're going to do, this is how we're going to do it, let's get it done. Okay, like we said, strength, sometimes it can show authority to employees and make quick fixes. So Apple were in this transition period back in the maybe early noughties. He very much fixed that. Okay, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're going to do. Believed in his own ideas, this is what we're going to do. Doesn't really take any opinions from anyone else and forces that through. Okay, the weakness, autocratic leaders are often disliked and employees may feel frustrated and stifled if their opinions are worthless. Okay, so sometimes I don't enjoy working under this leadership because I feel as if I like to give my opinions, I like to work the way I want to work. So sometimes it's actually like demotivating for employees. Okay, but on the other hand, with this type of leadership, some employees, depending on who you are, some employees just like to be told what to do. Going back to that McGregor's X and Y theory, okay, some employees maybe do just like getting told what they're doing. There's no responsibility there. Some people don't like responsibility. Okay, so that's one idea of that. Okay, so what is the impact of this style of leadership on motivation? With this style of leadership, the leader has complete control authority over employees. This style of leadership tends to lead to more stress for employees and has a demotivation effect on them as they feel as if they've no say in what's going on. So remember, having valued and having your say sometimes have a really massive impact on motivation. However, some employees respond well to this style of leadership as they don't need to participate in decision making and just need to take on instructions and do what they're told. Okay, so some people actually find this motivational. So you can write about both ways, good and bad. Alright, so remember this as well for an organisation. Sometimes if the leader does have really good insight and really good ideas, it sometimes is a good approach, but not everyone works well under that. Okay, you can maybe think about how you work best yourself. So this is laissez-faire. Okay, so Herbert Hoover, okay, another famous billionaire from America, ran his business. What is it? Okay, so it's offering little supervision or input to employees, allowing them to make most of their, sometimes all of their decisions on their own. Okay, when is it used? When there are many experienced, highly trained workers on your staff. Okay, so Herbert Hoover tended to employ the best people. He trusted those people. He just said, this is what we're going to do. This is ideas. This is the organizational objectives. Okay, this is what we need to do in this time scale. Yous are highly qualified. Yous are highly trained. Let's just go and deliver it. Okay, I'm not really giving any input. You go and do it the way you want to do it. Okay, strengths. So experienced workers feel more satisfied and free to be creative. Okay, usually find this kind of things at Google. Okay, more creative industries use this type of work, and a lot of people are really drawn to that. Okay, this is the type of leadership I would like to be, probably would prefer myself. Okay, as you can go and do it on any way you feel fit, especially if you're a trained, this is why we do the training obviously and the videos we'll talk about. If you're a well-trained employee, you want to go and utilise your skills. You don't really necessarily want to be told what to do. Sometimes you can come up with creative ideas. Creative ideas sometimes drive your motivation, drive your sense of worth. Remember that thing about Maslow's theory of motivation? That's that self-actualization, getting really a sense of joy from your work. Okay, some challenges. It's more challenging, okay, rather than just being told what to do. The weakness, okay, offers little training to new or struggling employees, leading to loss in production and higher turnover rate. Depending on who your type of employee is, okay, how they feel. Okay, so hopefully really, if the HR or human resources are doing their job right, we do have that induction training, we do have on-the-job training, and this is something that the skills are built up. Okay. Impact of motivation. This system of leadership is where the leaders empower individuals and teams to complete a task within a set time, with little involvement. Okay, we've went through that. This can be motivational for some employees as they feel they have complete control over what they're doing. Okay, that self-actualization, that sense of challenge, that sense of value, that sense of drive. Okay, this style of leadership can lead to staff feeling stressed with increased responsibility and little direction. Okay, depending on the staff member, especially if they have no management experience. Sometimes that could demotivate employees. So it's two sides of a coin, okay, for both of these. Democratic, okay, remember that voting? That kind of like, what do we do, X, Y, and Z? We're very much part of that very much part of that management leadership style, okay? Our voice is very much taken and valued. In this style of management, leaders or managers allow workers to contribute to the decision-making process and be part of it. This system can result in better motivation by staff as they feel valued by the manager and the organisation. Okay, there's not really many downsides to this. Right, so that should be us for this topic of leadership styles.